Yasmin Catley, congratulations for retaining your seat and informing government. How do you feel the election went generally?
Well, first and foremost, I would really like to thank the people of the Central Coast for putting their support behind the Labor team. We have all worked so hard and so collaboratively together, and I do think that that in itself is a strong point. The people on the coast know that in the New South Wales Parliament they are very well represented by the Labor team. Of course, we've had the amalgamation of council, which we were a very strong force. We had the attempted privatisation of our hospital, again a very strong voice in the New South Wales Parliament on their behalf. And now they've given us the greatest honour of all, and that is to represent them at a government level. And we take that very, very seriously, and we will absolutely deliver on what we said we would. Our absolute focus in this election campaign has been about people, because people matter, and I think that they felt left behind, and that is why they unequivocally rejected the Liberal government's attempt to form government again for yet a further 4 years. We need to make sure that we have confidence again in our health system, confidence in our education system. I mean, education is the greatest equaliser of all, and we just take that so seriously. And transferring those 10,000 casual staff to permanent positions who are currently on contract is really, really important to people. It gives them job security, it gives them financial security, and I've had stories of people that have been on contract for 7 years, same job, but waiting over the Christmas period for the call.
Transport too, Yasmin, has been a real issue. I know on election night, the trains, New South Wales trains, the Sydney trains, Hunter trains, stopped entirely for another 4 hours or so. Will you be looking at transport?
Oh, transport is so critical, particularly for people on the coast. We don't have a choice. You either get in your car because public transport can be unreliable. But we will definitely be looking at the line between the Hunter and Sydney and trying to get some faster routes there. As we all know, it's slower than it's ever been. The Minister for Transport, and we know that that will be Jo Halen, she is already acutely aware of this. The Hunter caucus have spoken to her over and over again, so it will be a focus. But another good thing too is capping, particularly in relation to cost of living, is capping the toll roads. I mean, many don't have a choice but to drive to Sydney, so having that capped is a real hip pocket advantage for people. So I'm very proud to be part of a government that worked up that policy as well.
Now, a third or so of your electorate is on the Central Coast, 2/3 are in the Hunter. Is this a new era for the Hunter and the Central Coast, hunting together as it were?
Look, we all do work collaboratively now together, all the Labor MPs, so we're very fortunate. And I'm the glue that brings the two together. Of course, I grew up in Guandolen, so I know the Central Coast very, very well and have a lot of friends and family there. But now I live in Swansea with my own family. So, I have the luxury of knowing both communities very, very well. And look, can I say, it's just really important to focus on their needs. And a lot of that can be about making sure we're working with all levels of government. We've got very strong contacts with both Emma, who's on the Central Coast, and with Pat Conroy, who's based in the Hunter, but also covers the northern end of the Central Coast local government area. Of course, we don't have our council at the moment, it's in administration, but when we have our new councillors, we'll work hard to make sure that we work with them as well. But we work well with council and the council officers. But I think having those three levels of government together, working hard, striving for the people and delivering for them, you end up with really positive outcomes.
Well, speaking of which, the Six Cities Commission, are you confident that the Six Cities, or the Greater Cities Commission and the Six Cities strategy is going to work for the Hunter and the Central Coast?
Look, I was a little bit sceptical when the government introduced that, because it was again more announcements. We have a lot of plans well established in both the Hunter and the Central Coast, but can I say, I've spoken to both of the commissioners. I've spoken to the commissioner in the Hunter at length. Haven't been able to speak to Robin at length yet, but we have certainly had conversations, but she wanted to wait till after the election, which is absolutely fair enough. But I do have confidence now that they too are working for better objectives for our region and looking at our competitive advantages in both of the regions so that we can concentrate on that. So I intend to work very closely, we all will work very closely with them and implement and get these plans started that we've been working on for a very long period of time.
All right, thanks for speaking with us.
Thanks very much, Dave.